Good evening, everyone. I am Rowena Waters. I am chair of the president of the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Texas. And this is our first ever Entrepreneur Bootcamp powered by Comerica, our very, very good friends in Comerica. We are also helped by the foundation, the PACC Texas Foundation. So thank you very much for everything that you've done for us. Okay, I am going to show you the program for tonight. Okay, it's going to be very substantial. We will talk about, so it's right there, the welcome, and then I hope, Sonia, that you can talk about Comerica, and then we will give you the house rules and guidelines. Laura will introduce our speaker, and then, of course, we'll have the discussions and the Q&A. Okay. Okay. Before we proceed, I would like to remind everyone, just in case you don't know, that we are a state chamber with 4 regions. In fact, the region chairs are here tonight. Yoli Moy of Central. Central is San Antonio and Austin. Hello, Yoli. We have Bobby Reyes of Houston. We have, who's here? Jill, are you here? Oh, yes, Jill Asaka is here. Jill is chair of DFW. And unfortunately, Rodora Elizondo is not going to be able to join us. She is chair of Rio Grande Valley. Okay. The other thing I would like to remind everyone is that this is a 4-part webinar. The first part is tonight, starting your business with, of course, Chris Wycoco, who is also our member. In fact, his company is one of our corporate partners. We also have next week, we're going to have Eileen Ligot-Dizon, attorney Eileen, and she'll talk about the legal aspect. And then we shall have marketing and advertising, which is a topic to be discussed by Jay Aquino. And then finally, we have Rocio from Lift Fund, as well as Comerica, who they're going to finish off our wonderful series, Bootcamp, with accessing capital. Okay, now, before we proceed, I'd like to read some of the guidelines for tonight. Okay, make sure your microphones are muted unless it's your turn to speak. For Q&A, put your questions in the chat box. Questions will be answered after the discussion of the speaker. If we run out of time and your question remains unanswered, you can please still put it on the chat and we will include an email where our speaker, Chris Wycoco, will be able to answer them. Please don't spam. Observe 1 question, 1 comment per person rule. Please be mindful of the time. And there are others who might wish to ask their own questions as well. Practice rule of 3. Share your thoughts in the chat and wait for 3 people or 3 minutes before trying again. If there is something you would like to discuss with another attendee, but it's not for the benefit of the whole group, please kindly take your conversation outside of the Zoom meeting. Let us keep our discussions on topic. And let's build up one another. Stay positive, help us keep our Zoom space safe so that everyone can share questions respectfully. Okay, and now we shall call on Sonia. Are you here?
Hey, Rowena, it's Brandon.
Oh, Brandon, hi. Okay, Brandon.
Hey,
okay, Brandon is our friend from Comerica. He is vice president for market. I will pass this on to you, Brandon, to introduce your wonderful self.
No, it's fine. So Sonia pinged me and let me know that right when she's about to get on to speak, she gets a furniture delivery. She is on as well. So I'll just go on and just kind of speak the first part. And Sonia, you can hop in between them banging in the background. But hey, everybody, my name is Brandon Jones. I get to lead community relations for the state of Texas at Comerica Bank. And we are super proud to present this bootcamp section with you all. This came up in the middle of COVID. We were hearing from a lot of our community partners that small businesses were struggling and that they needed help in a variety of ways. And so we kind of put our heads together and said, well, what can we do to make a true impact? And we began to erect these small business boot camps across the nation. And so last year we kind of ended, we did about almost 112 boot camp sessions across the nation, and we impacted 2,000 or so small businesses. And so that number is actually growing this year. They announced the number today in our meeting, and we were really surprised by the amount of boot camps that we've done with our partners across the nation. And those partners are, they've been chambers, they have been 501c3s, they've been CDFIs and CDCs. And so we're just really proud of our partners and everything that's going on here at the Filipino Chamber of Commerce. We're really excited. Rowena, you've been a longtime partner, and thank you so much for putting this boot camp together. I want to introduce Sonia Trek. She is my counterpart, but she's also big time now. She is the National AAPI Business Development Manager for Comerica, and I want her to come in and just kind of introduce herself and talk about the program that she's building out with the community.
Thank you, Brandon. And hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm in California, so I still have sunlight. Brandon said I have visitors over here, so it's going to get a little loud. So I'll be very brief. As Brandon mentioned, I'm his counterpart in Northern California, so I do very similar work to him as him, in that I oversee our corporate philanthropy program, our employee engagement efforts here in Northern California. So very exciting stuff. You know, and just to kind of piggyback off his comments, you know, we have done a lot of work in supporting our small businesses and helping them, you know, not only by providing technical assistance and relief, but also, you know, recovery efforts. So it's been a really huge initiative across the board for all of us here at Comerica Bank. And as he mentioned, I was recently appointed as the bank's National Asian American Pacific Islander Business Development Manager. It's a really long title, but really what that means is I'm the person that's going to be responsible for building out relationships with all of our business and community leaders in the AAPI community. So I very much look forward to meeting all of you at some point in person. I will be participating in, you know, all of our boot camps and events that really take place across our national footprint. And so if any of you ever have questions, comments, or feedback in relation to the work that we're doing to support our AAPI community, feel free to reach out to me. Always happy to have a conversation. I'll leave my contact information in the chat box, my email address. So if there's any questions, feel free to reach out. And with that, I will pass it back to Rowena, and I'll stay on and listen. Thank you.
Thanks, Sonia. Thanks, Brandon. And congratulations, Sonia. It's wonderful to have Comerica as a partner. I've had a long relationship with them, and they have always been wonderful to our community. All righty. Now it is time for us to move on with our speaker for tonight. And we have Ms. Laura Tamayo to introduce our speaker. Laura.
Hello, everyone. Well, today I want to introduce, we have Christopher Wycoco with us tonight. He is the CEO of Wycotax, and he's an IRS acceptance agent. Chris Wycoco founded an outsourced Texas-based accounting business in 2015 that has served over 2,000 businesses and individual clients throughout the United States. He was recognized by the SBA in 2018 as the 2018 SBA Minority Business of the Year, for which he was interviewed by Ms. Linda McMahon during her tenure as the 25th Administrator of the SBA. He has also received U.S. Senate commendation and a special congressional recognition. So we welcome him here tonight. Chris, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your valuable business and financial insights. We are very pleased to have you here with us tonight.
Thank you. Power, guys. Thank you being here. You finding time here, it really meant a lot for your personal and career journey. So I would like this to be more active virtual participation. On the chat box, can you type, who among you here had a long day today? Can you please type 1? Can you please type 1 if you have a long day today? It's exhausted, right? Okay, there you go. Then also, before we start, I know my sharing screen is disabled. I need to request a sharing screen there. Yes, so all of us. I had a long day too. We just had the conversation with the IRS today. We were able to negotiate the penalty. All right. And I know who among you here would like to be on the phone for 1 hour with the IRS? Nobody, right? Nobody. That's the least number you want to call. Okay, let me try again the share screen. Okay, there you go. Let me know. Can you type 2? Can you hear me okay? Type 2. There you go. Now I'm going to share my screen. Can everybody see my screen? Can you please type 3? All right, there you go. Power. Okay. All right, so there are 8 simple steps. We tried to narrow it down. The 8 steps involved in starting a business. As you may know, I'm also a full-time, I used to be an employee before. That's why we have this generic and very popular questions to clients that we've been working with different states. How many of you are exhausted being an employee? Can you please type 4? How many of you are exhausted being an employee? Type 4. There you go. And how many of you would like to really quit that corporate job, but you would like to start a business? Oh my God, I have to admit, okay. You would like to start a business, but don't know how, right? Can you please type 5 on the section? All right, I'm seeing the numbers, which means you guys are all in the right room. We are in this together, right? So that's why when I came here, I used to be a full-time employee. For those of you that doesn't know, South Texas is 93% Hispanic, which means 93% are Spanish speaking. I've been practicing my English for a long time way back in the Philippines. I even passed the IELTS, the International English Language Testing System, and then I came to South Texas, 5 minutes from Mexico. Then I'm not ready to speak in Spanish, right? So aside from knowing how to start a business, communication barrier has been an issue to me. All right. Okay. There you go. So I know your time is valuable, so I'll do everything. I'll do everything to make this training worth your time, and then we will do some practical. I do practical and theoretical examples. And if you stay until the end, I've been attending different boot camps from the SBA, from the local to the city, Kaufman, emerging leaders on Texas. I'm a seminar junkie. I want to attend one after the other because, you know, like starting a business is like you're hungry, you're thirsty for knowledge because you have a bigger why. You want to create that kind of financial and time freedom. That's why, but I do not have money. I do not have money. So that's why I said, if it's free, I'm okay with it. I'm going to maximize the time of me learning by watching YouTube University, attending different trainings from the SBA to the Chamber of Commerce. I did that while I was working as a nurse. There you go. That's why I'd like to give back to the community. If you receive right now you're attending this seminar or the webinar, I know we cannot cover everything. That's why we are giving 30-minute for tax, bookkeeping, or any general business. We are providing 30-minute free consultation, plus the 10,000 tax savings strategy tips. We are also going to provide that. And the copy of this presentation, you would find it at the very end, how to download the presentation. Absolutely free. There you go. Okay. For some reason, my computer... Okay, there you go. So this presentation is for small business owners. Can you type number 6? 6. If any of this applies to you. Are you a small business owner? Are you self-employed or working from home? Do you receive 1099s? Do you have an S corporation, limited liability company, or even partnerships existing? Or do you have employees or even without employees? Or even if you just have an idea, but you don't know how to start the business. If you have that, just type 6. Then everything are related to our presentation. Okay, the webinar agenda, I know it was emphasized already. Thank you very much, Ms. Rowena, for this wonderful opportunity. The webinar will last 45 minutes. I usually finish before that presentation with Silicon Valley and other states. 45 minutes and 15 minutes question and answer. For us, what we suggest is you have the chat. You could ask the question and type the question, then Ms. Rowena will read it later. And if we still have few minutes, we can answer live if we are given the opportunity. All questions will be answered at the end of the presentation. Disclaimer, this presentation has been prepared for informational purposes only. It is not intended to provide any and should not be relied for any tax, legal, or accounting advice. Examples and other materials in the webinar are only for illustrative purpose and should not be relied upon technical answers. Wycotax is an outsourced tax payroll bookkeeping company, and we are not associated with any institutions on this presentation and is a private business providing resources for small businesses. Okay, so the company Wycotax, we established 2015. We are an all-year-round, all-in-one tax payroll bookkeeping solution. We're a team of more than 15 combined from bookkeeper, accountants, from payroll experts, and also an IRS acceptance agent. Then our company process approximately 10 million from tax refunds, IRS audits, and also this EIDL PPP. We already been doing that, and now we are in the forgiveness part. Then also we are doing the shared work program from the state of Texas. Right, so all of this, this is my 6th year actually, since April, and my 6th year the Wycotax. Because of that, like what previously mentioned, we had the business of the year, all of this, and Miss Linda McMahon, for those of you who is not familiar with her, she is the co-founder of World Wrestling Entertainment. She's one of the richest women in the US. So in 2018, they were looking for somebody to be interviewed in South Texas. There were like 500 candidates actually, but I'm not part of those. So she was saying that I got an email from the regional director. She told me, hey, you know what? Miss Linda McMahon wants to talk to you. And I don't know her, to be honest, because I don't watch news. I don't have TV, right? Or if I have TV, I don't really watch news. And then that was 2018, November. I'm planning to go to the Philippines because November is the only time that I can really have vacation. And the regional director, Angela, the one on the left side, she said, hey, Chris, you don't know who is the person you're going to talk to, because I refuse. And then she said, this is only a once in a lifetime opportunity. Of all the candidates that I presented to her, they don't like it. She wanted to talk to you for an interview to know the impulse or what is the business conditions in South Texas. Then after that, that is like Wednesday, Thursday is Thanksgiving. I had the chance to Google her, and that was the time I realized how big this person is. So my $1,300 ticket going to the Philippines was canceled. All my itinerary was canceled because I don't want to miss that opportunity. So that's why we are different publications. We have the TV stations, radio, and even the magazine. But of all this success, we have our own struggle. So this is me. I am an operating room nurse, circulating. I've been working since 2015, yes. But then again, when I said I would like to quit my job by 2015, no matter what happens, I will quit my job. But most importantly, I need to have first an idea. So that's why number one, write it down on your notes. You have to refine your idea. That's the first step. Okay. Always remember, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to improve it. Let me give you an example. Who among you here, can you type number 7? Who among you here use this floor map that you do not have to touch the rug because you can just twist the body or the handle and then it will squish it, the rug, right? So if you're familiar with that, that's type number 7. The person who invented that was no other than the full-time mom. Her name is Joy. It was portrayed by Jennifer Lawrence. Okay, I'd suggest you guys need to watch that. So she had this party where she attended, and then there was a spill of wine in the floor, and she was thinking, I don't want to touch the rug. I wish, or the mop. I wish there's something that I can do to improve this. So that's why what she did is she developed this, the map that you can use the body to squish it. And then there, voila, she made this invention. After a few years, she find an investor. Then she is all over the QVC. She patented the idea, and now she's a millionaire. Her name is Joy Mop. All right, so that's why you need to have a unique selling proposition. You need to define your why. Why do you think that this idea is going to help a lot? Correct? Then brainstorm your business name, because your business name, you are giving birth to another baby. That's why I know the feeling it should be something that personally related to you, or personally that you can connect, right? That's why the company name is Wycotax. My last name is Wycoco. A lot of people are asking if I'm Chinese. I'm half Chinese. And then, of course, the service is tax. So that's why business name does not need to be complicated. Make sure you do not make it very complicated or very long. You could just easily put it like, if you have a favorite place, other people use Pandora. Other people right now, we have Uber, Lyft. One word would be okay. But it's up to you how you want to put your business name. Then clarify your target customers. Again, clarify your target customers. Can you type number 8 if you already have existing customers? Type number 8. All right. The target customers, remember this. Remember, when you start a business, if you are selling to everyone, you are selling to no one. If you are selling to everyone, you are selling to no one. Because marketing in business, it is not selling what you make. It is not selling what you make, but it is knowing how or what to make by identifying your customers' needs and deliver solution that will give them satisfaction and build a long-term relation. Remember that people will not buy how much you know, they will buy how much you care. That's why you have, according to Jeff Bezos, you really have to be obsessed with your client. Be obsessed. Know what they need, what they keep asking you. Maybe your coworker. When I used to be working as a night shift, I was thinking maybe I could, there should be a way of communication easy that will be notified, like a pager or something. So that could be an idea. And then you organically around you, you can ask questions. Hey, what do you think about this idea? Right? There's nothing, it doesn't hurt to ask your coworker, to ask, to know what do they think about the idea, because you can get the feedback. So from that feedback, you can refine that idea and make sure that this has a unique selling proposition. That's why target customers, the SBA and the SCORE, they do have business mentor that they can do research for you, SBA. Just coordinate with your local office. Next, number 2, after you have an idea, everything that's on your head, it needs to be written. Okay, business plan. The business plan is very important, because always remember, on the business plan, just try to remember 2 things. Business plan is like writing a thesis. I'm not good in grammar. Okay, I'm not good on all this narrative. I just barely passed my IELTS. So on the business plan, remember 2 things. Again, I keep saying this: market and budget. You remember that market and budget are what the business plan is for. What is the purpose of your business? What's the mission, vision of your company? But who are you selling to? When we say who are you selling to, there is what you call demographics and psychographics. Demographics, what are those? These are what? Location. Are you going to sell in Houston? Are you going to sell in 50-mile radius? What about the age bracket? Are these Gen Z? Are these people that are baby boomers, right? Then in terms of the sex also, like, are they mostly women or men? Are they by race, Hispanic, white, Asian? So you have to know who are you serving. What are your end goals? So personally, what are your end goals? On my end, before I did my business plan, I said I would like to help a lot of immigrants to know how to start a business. So even if it's free, left and right, I've been doing speaking engagement from more than 10 chambers of commerce. Even in the Philippines, I did the speaking engagement, how to hire people virtually, all of those. And now also in California, since the pandemic, I've been invited to do the presentation through the SBA, even on the Economic Development Corporation, and also to nonprofit organizations like Rotary, Toastmasters. I've been one of the speakers before because I love to share. Because remember, people, everybody can copy what you say, but they will not copy who you are. And you are the brand of your company. That's why you need to have to develop relationship left and right, and it will reciprocate. It will go back to you 100-folds. All right, then most importantly, even though you're really optimistic, we have to be realistic. That is why it's a numbers game. How much would you need to start your business? The startup cost. From the tools, are you going to work from home? Are you planning to have a retail store? All of those come into play. How much is the lease? How long is the lease agreement? Is there like any type of insurance that you need? All of those will come into play. And then are you going to hire? How many people do you need, right? So when I started, I had to put up $55,000 for the first year. It only lasted less than 8 months. Then I had to figure something out after that. So that's why I said, okay, at least I have $55,000. These questions can be answered in a well-written business plan. Next, when you have the business plan, this is about time, assess your finances. This is what I'm saying, that do not put all your family budget in a year to the business, okay? You need to know how much is your monthly expenses to your family. Okay, if you think that you're spending $10,000 monthly to your family, that would be $120,000. And then you decided, oh, Chris, a lot of my clients, the doctors, therapists, I would like to quit my job. Can I just quit my job and then leave that $120,000 of income? I said, no, you cannot just do that. Business is not taking risk. Okay, write it down. It is not taking risk. It's taking calculated risk. The root word is calculated. Okay, you need to make sure you have an emergency fund. An emergency fund is 6-month equivalent of your monthly expenses. So if you have $10,000 of expenses monthly, you have to make sure you have times 6. That's somewhere around 60, but you can also go with 3 months. So that's 30,000. So 30 to 60, that is an emergency fund that you're not going to touch, only in terms of emergency. Okay, then another thing that you need to put is you have to make sure, for those of you who have kids, you need to have insurance, from health insurance, from car insurance, life insurance, because last year I had an accident. Okay, I had an accident. I was riding my new SUV. It's only less than a month with me, around June 2020. Then there was some random lady. She did not stop on the 4-way stop. I stopped, and then it's my turn, and then she just T-boned my SUV. After 1 week, the insurance company and the towing company declared it as total wreck. So right there and then, until now, the total cost, I spent more than $50,000. But because of my insurance, my car insurance, I did get the what do you call that? The uninsured motorist insurance. So that's why $50,000 was being covered by my insurance. Can you imagine that $50,000 is a big amount of money? So that's why I said, always make sure you have insurance before starting your business. When we say perform a break-even analysis on your business, simplify it by making sure it is not what you're making. It is about what you're saving, what your take-home money is. The break-even analysis, ideally for a business like this, especially if you have a full-time job, it takes 2 years, okay? It takes 2 years for you to make break-even analysis. What do you mean by that, Chris? Which means to say, however, or whatever you make in the business is the same expenses you're going to have. So if I made 200,000, my expenses would also be the same, like 200,000, right? So that is what you call the break-even analysis. You need to watch your expenses. I do recommend you only don't need to watch your business expenses, but also watch your family expenses. Visit them every what? How many? Every 6 months. Visit your accountant, your bookkeeper, whoever you're hiring to monitor this, so you could have check and balance eventually. Then consider your funding options. Considering your funding options could be when you have a business plan, okay? When you have a business plan, you have the bank that they can help you. There are programs for women-owned business. They give a lower rate when it's a women-owned. If you're a minority, they have program with that. As long as you have a good business plan, they do offer that. Also, it's not only bank that you can lend. You can also have investors if you know somebody, or even you can have crowdfunding, or those kind of things right now are very popular. People are using that. Then choose the right business bank. What I do started is the bank that I've been had, Wells Fargo. I've been using it for 11 years now. It's better. I don't have a hard time. So I did not go anywhere but the bank, the Wells Fargo. But I did not, this is not one size fits all. I did not go with my friends and family. You want to know why? Can you type number 9? You want to know why I did not go with my family and friends? Because it says it's better to build friendship out of business rather than to build business out of it's better to build friendship out of business rather than to build business out of friendship. Okay, this is just me. I'll give you a classic example. We have a client, a teacher, they build a restaurant, right? They've been best friends for 10, 25 years already. They build this restaurant, so 50%, 50%. So that's that's what they do with their business, right? Somebody's funding it, somebody's managing it. Okay, so now they bring their finances, their tax return, they're not making, they're losing money, 35,000 on the first year, and then the second year they loses 50,000. And I was like, why is this going up? Oh, because my friend, she let me in charge to manage it, but I didn't know she did personal loan, right? I didn't know that it's that the equipment that they purchased worth 35,000, it went up to 50,000, right? So it's a true example. That's why when during Thanksgiving, when they did the return, Thanksgiving, you don't talk to your friend no more. You're just talking about the finances. You're talking about the business. So that's why for me, I do not really get my friends as my clients or as my investor. I would rather to prove it to somebody like an investor who's going to dig deeper to, who's going to be granular to all my numbers. I would rather challenge myself because I know he thinks like a businessman. He thinks like numbers. Because remember, when you are in the business, expect a long-term gratification. If your friend is buying expensive stuff, you cannot apply this in the business. This is always a long-term gratification. That's why I said it's better to start friendship out of business rather than to start business out of friendship. But it's not one size fits all. Okay, number 4, determine the legal business. I know we are going to cover this on the future presentation, but I would cover more on the tax implication. Ideally, I do recommend, there are different types from sole proprietor. This is a one-man show. You can just register to your county and then you're good. Partnership, this is a handshake agreement. But I just warn you, like on my previous example with these 2 teachers that are best friends, I still comfortable having a business agreement, a partnership agreement, okay? Why do you have to have a partnership agreement? Because eventually you're going to do all the job and then your business partner is traveling, having vacation in Paris, okay? It's very important to identify the roles, the responsibility, the degree of control, who will do what, okay? And then in terms of funding, it needs to be who has the decision to hire. So that's why business partnership, if you cannot help to really have your friend or have your family member to be in the business, I mean, it's awkward conversation, but business agreement, partnership should be in place. Corporation, I don't suggest corporation. People are staying away from corporation. You know the number 1 reason why? Even Hulu is an LLC because corporations, so much paperwork, okay? So much paperwork from the state level to the IRS level and so much penalties. That's why I said what happened. I have this friend of mine. They used to work in the hospital before. They started a corporation and they didn't know that they have to file separate returns. Right? They started S corporation. They filed all their 1040 together, but they forgot that they have a requirement to the state to file franchise tax, which is the privilege tax, and they also forgot to file to the IRS the form 1120, the S corporation. And what happened was, after 2 years, they got audited. They have to pay $5,000. $5,000 without making any money. That's why do not make your life complicated by putting a corporation. You have to consult your accountant or your lawyer what is the best for you. But the one that I do suggest is limited liability company, because it has two birds in one stone. It has tax flexibility. All right. Any time, any moment that you're taking home $50,000, you could put yourself on payroll. Okay. Without restructuring. Okay. LLC company. Or also it's simpler because you don't have to file two different tax returns at the end of the year. That's why it's cheaper too. It's easy to manage than the corporation, but it gives you more tax flexibility and protection. Then number 5, after this, register with your county, with the IRS. You need to have articles of incorporation, operating agreements, doing business as. Can you type number 10? Who among you here know what DBA is? Do you know? Type number 10. What is DBA? DBA is doing business as. For people, this is for privacy. If you don't want to, like for me, I don't want people searching my name, Christopher Wycoco, something like that. I would rather have to use like this name, Wycotax, so people can just search it. You can use that. So you have a front name that you're doing for business, and it gives you more privacy. So that's the DBA it's for. Also, that is what you call assumed name certificate to the state of Texas. It's assumed name certificate. You're assuming a different name. Your business name is different from your legal entity. Income tax forms. Well, at the end of the year, for especially 1040, that's the personal return. If you're a sole proprietor, single member LLC, you do not need to file a different business return. That's due every April, but this year they put it on June 15 because of the COVID situation. But always remember that there are also compliance on the federal, state. So for the state, these are sales tax, mixed beverages, if you're going to sell alcohol, franchise tax. Those are the things that you need to have an account. Licenses and permits, okay? Licenses and permits, be very careful because there are property tax. Christopher, what is property tax? The property tax, if you have a brick and mortar, let's say a coffee shop, when you turn your coffee shop upside down, everything that falls, might be part of your property tax. All right, might be part of your property tax as long as you're going to use the equipment, computer tools for more than a year. And then also permits. Then this can also really hurt your business, because I had this they are Vietnamese. They opened this restaurant here locally in our city. They signed the agreement with the landlord, and then they were hold for 3 months. They were hold for 3 months to operate, and they paying lease like 1,500 every month, because according to the city, the size of the kitchen is so small for their business. So that's why she said, Chris, I don't know what to do. I said, we need to comply with the city before we even, before you even apply with everything. You want to make sure to inquire with the city where you're working, maybe in the Economic Development Corporation. Ask them what are the requirements on the particular industry, because you don't want to have this to be paralyzed before you even open. Okay, number 6, you need to purchase an insurance policy for businesses. The businesses, you always need to have what? The general liability insurance. So those are one, general liability. You also have, for if you are a professional and you have license, you want to make sure you have professional liability insurance. The E&O, error and omission, those are just some of the insurance that you might consider. If you have a memory, or your data is in the cloud, or your data is in a computer, you would like to consider having cyber security insurance. Okay, so that's why find a good agent who could walk you through and tell you also what are the insurance that you need. 2018, I know we've been with COVID situation. My second office, the 4,000 square feet, 2-story building, we got a flood. I didn't know. Check your zoning on your area, okay? Go to Google Map and then type their flood map. Okay, maybe the if you're opening a restaurant or coffee shop, make sure that you are not in the brown or red, because it means that you are in the flood zone. That's the time that you might need a hurricane and flood insurance. So what happened to us last year, there was a flood. I didn't know, and then the water get in the building. Then that's the time the general liability insurance said, sir, we are not covering that because that is caused by flood. That's why I have to purchase additional this year worth $800. It's not that expensive, but the damage that it will cause is way costly than having insurance. So better check your zoning, whether it's under flood zone area. All right. Number 7, build your team. Remember, business is all about collaboration. It's all about collaboration. Make sure that business, you need to learn a little bit of everything. You do not have to know everything and do everything, because that is what you call working hard. It's working smart. Okay. Use this rule that I've been doing. According to Paul Getty, one of the American tycoons, he said, I would rather have 1% of 100 rather than 100% of my own. I would rather have 1% of 100 rather than 100% of my own. Who among here has employees or contractors? Can you type number 11? Number 11. Okay? Because it's all about, remember guys, we cannot have do it all. The DIY, do it yourself. Because yeah, you quit your job, but you're still an employee of your company. What you need is leverage. When we say leverage, it is other people's money, other people's time, other people's resources. All right. Christopher, how does this work? You find the talent, you find smarter than you. Like on my end, I don't speak Spanish, so my receptionist should be a Spanish speaker. I'm not good in HR, human resource, because I can say a day off tomorrow, but they have a lot of things to do. I need to have my HR 3 months. We just do evaluation by having KPI, key performance indicator, how many time that she's absent, or did they deliver, did they get back to the client within 24 to 48 hours. So everything that you can be measured can be improved, but you need the right person for the right position, because somewhere along the way, you might encounter the wrong person in the right position, or it could be the right person with the wrong position. That's why I do encourage, read the book Entrepreneurial Operating System. It's available on Amazon, the EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System. It will tell you how to do a basic corporate structure. Or if you're saving your money, I mean, YouTube University is free. Just type EOS. Just type EOS free audiobook. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks via YouTube. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that's where I started. So that's why here, when I'm already 6 years in the business, what I do is this formula. I'd like you to write this down. This is the formula of how you distribute your time and effort. 60% of your time should be allocated to business development. Business development means how can you make sure your system to be efficient? How can you be more relevant? How can you serve the given market, especially with the COVID situation? Before we're using papers, now we are already electronic. Everything is electronic, our communication. And then 60% is for business development. Find the right people. AIC, under business development, AIC, automate, integrate, collaborate. Just remember these 3 words, AIC. Can you type AIC on the chat? AIC, automate, integrate, collaborate. AIC method. That is 60% of your time should be allocated to that. If 2 years, I do understand you guys, 2 years, it's fine that you do it yourself, because if you do it yourself, you will know how to find the right people, because you can answer basic question to basic responsibility. Correct? So that's why I said my Spanish is seasonal. It only comes during tax season. I still learn how to order tacos. I still learn how to tell to the client how much the refund is. but I did hire a full-time receptionist. Those minor things that you can delegate. The minor things, when you're a business owner, minor things are like scheduling, answering phone calls, checking emails, because you need to be a strategic leader. That's why 60% is business development. Okay, the AIC approach. What's the next 30%, 60, 30, 90? Okay, the 30% is high-end clients, which means to say, first, we are serving individual client that pay us 300 to 500 a year. We don't see them after a year. So now I'm getting, gave me a contract of $10,000 for a project, correct? So you as a business owner, you want to close the deal. Would you rather choose a $10,000 client that will not bug you, call you every time, but through email? Or you would rather stick with a $500, right? And then the problem with tax refund, if they owe money to the government, they will collect that money and then we don't even get paid. So that's why I said you are focused more on the quality rather than the quantity. For you to develop the quality, make sure any birthdays of your clients, you need to know that anniversary. It's better because it's more about personal connection, guys. It's more about building relationship more than anything. Okay, because according to the study, that 20% of your client will generate 80% of your revenue. The 20-80 rule. 20% of your client will generate 80% of the revenue. You have to go back to your database, who among are the high paying clients and how can you duplicate and let them refer you. Use the referral-based system, the RBS, referral-based system. All right, so that's 60% for business development, 30% for high-end paying clients, and of course, 10%. 10% is leadership. Okay, so every year invest, maybe you pay $300, $500 for any type of leadership program that you could be involved in the community. Because remember, guys, the first customer is not your customer, but your employees, your team. All right, make them happy, focus on client employee retention, offer more benefits, try to figure out how can they do an every 6 months survey to your team. Okay, so those kind of things really meant a lot. According to the study, that employees stay to the company not because of the rate, but more so on the corporate values, the environment, the working environment. That's the reason why take care of your employees, because eventually they will take care of your clients. All right, number 8. So that's a 60-30-10 rule, 60% business development, 30% high-end paying clients, and 10% leadership. Can you type there 60-30-10? 60-30-10. You'll never forget that. 60-30-10. Then number 8, choose your vendors. You do not really need to hire everybody. At this point, guys, let's be practical. For a service company, our inventory is not really product. It's our people. Right? When you promote someone, when you hire someone, I mean, right now, I have my employee that's been with me 5 years, and now he's already my manager. We have accounting. I did hire the first vendor that you're going to hire are business consultants. All right, I have different business consultants. Yes, I do spend budget, but because those are assets, right? So I have to hire an IT developer. I have to hire as a contractor. Okay, as a contractor, I have to hire HR. Also, somebody regarding the mobile app, the website, and even chief operating officer. I do have mentoring with them every 3 months. And then right now I'm enrolled. I spent $15,000 for this course because, guys, remember, there should be educational fund on your company. You read, but that's why you do not need to hire everybody. But for me right now, 6 year, I spend budget on consultants. Okay, I cannot afford them. They're $50,000, so might as well consultant is the best. And then consider virtual employees. You could do offshore. You know, you can be resourceful. According to Tony Robbins, we do not lack resources. What we do lack is resourcefulness. All right, we do not lack resources. Think outside the box. We are lacking resourcefulness. That's why whenever one of my hobbies is to drive from here to San Antonio. That's a 4-hour drive. But you know what? During that drive, I listen to at least 4 audiobooks, right? 4 audiobooks. I've been listening to that. Waking up in the morning because I'm thirsty. I'm hungry for knowledge. I want to do more, be more, become more. And that's the time that you can consider yourself as a leader, right? But there's no things that we cannot learn. We can absorb everything as long as we believe. Okay, that's why while I'm brushing my teeth, you guys may be watching Netflix, try to watch some movie or TV shows. I do recommend The Prophet. It's in Hulu, The Prophet in Hulu. Then you also have to watch The Founder. This is the history of McDonald's. There are tons of ways and means to learn, only if you're open on learning. I don't watch news because I think, who among you here, can you type 12? This is just my personal experience. Have you experienced like been flooded by ads on your Facebook? Type number 12. Like I don't even see the personal things that are happening with my friend. They are all ads, ads, ads. And whatever you keep saying and you keep saying, this phone can listen and then eventually it will pop out there. So that's why every time I open my Facebook, I don't open it to really read. It's just like so many ads. So that's why I don't watch the news. Right now, I'm more on TikTok. TikTok, they don't have ads right now. Okay, it's only less than 1 minute. Now, okay, so that would be our 8 ways to start the business. There you go. I'm less than 40 minutes. I'm done. If you would like to have a consultation right now, please, I know it will not be covered everything here. This is our website. If you would like any type of questions after these presentations, these are our link. And then the PDF can also be downloaded on our website. Now, there you go. That would be all on my end. Do we have anything all? Oh, by the way, just because according to the news right now, this is just a plug-in, there will be 87,000 IRS new agents because they slowed down last year. They will hire more auditors. So that's why our company, we have been doing tax resolution services already. And right now we're handling any type of audit in terms of your business for unfiled tax return, payment plans, penalty reductions, offer uncompromised. So those are the new services we're offering, but we've been doing it before ever since. So they're also being you are as our valued listeners right now and attendees. This is just for this class. Just use this promo code and then you get the 20% off on any first invoice on any tax and bookkeeping together services that you will avail. Okay, so this is the promo code. All of this, the PDF you can download by going to our website, wycotax.com. All right, there you go. Now we will proceed with the question and answer. Miss Rowena, take it away.
All righty. Thank you so much, Christopher. You are full of information and we love that. Okay, let's see. Before I proceed with the questions, I'm not, okay. Just 2 reminders. First is, we are going to give a certificate to anyone who completes all 4 sessions, just so you know. Also, at the end of this session, we are going to send everyone a survey. So let us know how we're doing and what you would like us to do for the next one. All right, let's see, questions. Okay, I think you answered it, but here's one. Is it a good idea to partner with a family member?
Oh, I answer. Okay, so I do. I do not. Personally, I do not. Like what I've said, going back, it's better to start friendship out of business relationship rather than to start a business out of friendship, because there is what you call, remember, doing business partnership is like marriage. Okay, you need to know what are the ins and outs, what do they like, because if both of you are introvert, you cannot work together. Why? You need somebody that's a sales guy, somebody needs to be in the front, somebody needs to be at the back. But what I do suggest, if you cannot help to have a business partner with your family members or friends, please do a business partnership agreement with maybe a legal or a lawyer. So at least, hey, you know what, Ms. Rowena, you're my best friend for 15 years, 10, 15 years, but we want to set the expectation. Remember, this is the rule. You do not manage the person, but you manage each expectation. Do not manage the person, but the expectation. It happens. I have a business partner, but out of that, he saw so many but just FYI, I did not start my business just because of money. I did have to find a mentor. So I've been shadowing with him for the past 2 years. Then even though we ended up the partnership, he's still a mentor to me, because the 2 years of learning at university, I learned it with less than 6 months. He knows the art of agreement, how it's expensive or not. So you have to challenge yourself. Like if you think you can talk to an investor or a person that has existing business, even if it's your friend, do not treat him like you be there. You said 10 a.m. and then you came there like 10:30 because of traffic. No. If you really want to have your friend that has a business already, if you want to go there, have a business, a friend that already has a business, but be punctual. All right, time is everything. Okay, just reminder: if you cannot help to have your family member, drop a business partnership agreement. Okay, and always be there on time.
Wonderful. So in other words, treat your friend or your family as a partner the way they should be in this relationship. Wonderful. Okay, now here's another one. You may have answered, but I will add to it. Why might someone incorporate under C Corp in lieu of LLC? He said, I'm encountering many businesses that have chosen C Corp. And also, I'm going to add to that S Corp.
I love that. The C Corp are meant if you have more than 75 shareholders. All right. If you're getting foreign investors already, like, hey, I need foreign investors, that is the time that you can convert to become a C corporation. But if you're just a mom and pop shop that locally, remember, limited liability company, you can always convert. Okay, you can always convert on S corporation. However, remember, when you become elected, that is what you call an S corp election, right? Okay, I'm gonna give you like a very simple example. You know, in the airplane, like there's an economy, right? So the LLC is like an economy. You can always upgrade to VIP. So that's how LLC is. You can always be an S corporation. However, you need to stay as an S corporation for the next 5 years before you can scale down to become an LLC again. Again, like what I've said, C Corp are for when you started to have shareholders, all of those, and you have foreign investors, more than 75 shareholders, you need to be what do you call that, the C Corp. And if you're getting foreign investors, so those are just the things that qualify you to become a C Corp. And also, if you have investor, they do prefer that kind of business entity.
Okay. Well, Christopher is an authority on the tax side, but this topic will also be covered next meeting on the legal side. So the questionnaire, Frank, and anyone else, you can also attend next meeting and then pepper our, and she's also here, Attorney Eileen, for those questions. Okay, here's another one for you. Let me see. What is an exit strategy and should I have one?
Very good. Okay, exit strategy. Remember, when you go to a restaurant, you go to the house, everything has exit strategy, right? Correct? Can you just type yes in the comment section? When everybody needs to be has an exit strategy, because what exit strategy doesn't mean that you're going to scale down. Different exit strategy, you need to have exit strategy. Like on my end, my exit strategy is franchising or licensing my name. That is an exit strategy because I want to work smart. I want to leverage with other people who would like to do an accounting industry. So franchising could be one. Okay, the other exit strategy is you sell the business. Okay, you know what? I really love to do YouTube videos. So, hey, can you just buy this? And this is the projection. Or mergers and acquisition is another exit strategy. This CPA firm, a friend of mine, they were bought by a $1 million industry in New York. They're in California. That's also an exit strategy. Never forget to have an exit strategy. Where do you see yourself? But however, there should be the right timing. When are you going to plan the exit strategy? I do recommend 8 years. Okay, if you are already 8 years, this is just 8 years because there's this what you call a business life cycle. Can you type BLC? Business life cycle. BLC. The business life cycle, the first 2 years, remember, business is like a baby. It's not gonna be automated. They're not gonna walk until 8 years. The first 2 years is the break-even point. The break-even point. Okay, the third to fourth year is the rapid growth, which means your business might be outgrown you. You have so many referrals left and right. You cannot accommodate. You're still doing this, and then you're still answering the phone, checking the emails. That is a rapid growth. Okay, you have to adapt faster. And then on 5th and 6th year, this is maturity or decline. maturity. When we say maturity, you already reach certain, maybe you're making $500,000 already, and then it doesn't go up. You already have retained client services, repeat orders, right? Then 7 to 8 years, that is what you call innovation and decline. Innovation or decline, which means people, hey, you know what? I would rather use a different, like, look what happened to taxi industry. We have Uber, Airbnb. So after 8 years, that's the time you consider your exit strategy, because you've been there, done that, but never be jack of all trade. Okay, like we have clients, she'd like to do real estate for the first year, and then next year she offers salad master, and then fourth year she offered credit repair. The next year, I was like, I'm very confused. What is your brand? What is your name? Having personality is one thing, but having business identity is another. You really have to fight for it. Remember, guys, 8 years, because challenges, there's always be moving parts and growing pain. Moving parts, but they are still moving, growing pain, but always remember you're still growing. Okay, so that's why I said 8 years before you plan your exit strategy. You have to be 3 things you need to do. Okay, 3 things you need to do with this business. Number 1, you need to take massive action. MA, massive action, not just action, massive. You have to stay late, start early, work smarter, the 3S. Okay, massive action. Stay late, start early, smart, work smart. Then number 2, be laser focused, not just focused. Jeff Bezos says you have to be laser focused. And then Jack Ma said, be obsessed with your client. So follow those. And if you've been there at 8 year, go back to your drawing board. Is this really meant for me? That's the time you can reconsider an exit strategy.
All right, good one. Okay, what are the strategies you can share with us in building an online business?
The first thing is I get connected to I do have an online courses in the Philippines every Saturday from 8 to 5. Well, UP of Entrepreneurship, I do recommend that. Go there. Because why? I know we're working like here 8 hours a day, right? But if it's night here, it's day in the Philippines. All right. Be part of the number 1 that really worked for me. Be part of free business organization. SBA is one, Small Business Administration. SCORE is another. Then also another would be Chamber of Commerce, but you have to pay through Chamber of Commerce. So in able for you to develop an online, you need to have different online courses. You could do YouTube. What you really need is a chief IT officer. You can find that on score.org. Go to score.org, and then you can have a free consultation with. Can you imagine? I have 5 to 7 business mentors. I never imagined that they will do this for free. So because they have technical knowledge in terms of, I have a mentor for marketing digitally. Okay, before you even bring your clients to virtual, make sure you consult with mentors. Okay, what are the things? How much would be the cost? Would it be additional storage on my drive? All of those matters. Is there additional subscription? Having an IT mentor, okay, in information tech, go and find an information tech. What would be the additional cost if I would switch my clients through virtual? And then find a marketing, social, digital marketing. Okay, local and traditional marketing has different expertise from digital. Okay, you can find that also. Find somebody that has been more than 10 to 20 years of experience, so they would really facilitate the process easier. But please be accountable to them. If they ask you to do something, do it. Okay, but they will dare to help you. I have 8 mentors right now on my belt for free.
Wow.
I always go for free.
Good odd number. Okay, folks, if you need a contact with SCORE, send us a message. We are going to type our email address right here. Send us a message, and then and you can add this also to the questionnaire that we are going to send you, the survey that you want more information from SCORE, and we will coordinate with you on that one. All right, now here's another question. What is the type of niche that is not overly saturated at this time?
The best way to answer that question is you need to identify first. I don't believe that the fast food industry, they are commodity right now. With the pandemic situation, there's a rise of digital economy. Okay, if you're asking me what niche, you need to identify, is this something, what is you're comfortable doing? Do you prefer working from home or online? Okay, because you want to mirror that, and that's the client that you want. Because if you want to have a niche, try to focus more on online, right? There are so many things right now that are being done. Do you know that you can hire a friend online? It's crazy, right? I was like, I didn't know that this is a business model, that you can have a friend online. You can even have a babysitter online, right? But it all back up with the foundation of market research, okay? You need to do your research. So, for example, in the tax industry, this is a $12 billion industry, but only less than 15% is doing all year, all in one tax payroll bookkeeping. So that's why I said I will open this, because in here in our city, there are 300 to 800,000 population. You know how many IRS offices are here? How many? Guess what? One. one office. You do the per appointment. So I said, that is my niche, because out of 20 tax offices, only 2 is open, and those 2 people are more tax. They don't do bookkeeping payroll, because always remember, whenever you do this audit, financial statements are very crucial. So that's why I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this bookkeeping and payroll, because all of this come into play. What you can do is this. I'm gonna give you a very practical example. Do the survey. All right, do a survey for your friends or whoever you're talking to most of the time. Hey, you know what? I have this business. I'd like to open like a cafeteria. What are the things that you would like to improve for your regular coffee shop? Okay, what are the things? You maybe just tell them, just write 3 things that can be improved. If they always go to Starbucks, what do you think are the things that they can be improved that they don't have yet? Number 2 tip. Okay, this is just so hot right now. Go back and read bad reviews. Bad reviews. Okay, if you are in a restaurant, like local restaurant, try to read bad reviews, consolidate them. These are the 10 bad reviews. Okay, these are the 10 bad reviews, and these are the 10 feedback of my clients and my friends and my family. Consolidate them, narrow them to 3. And then that is the time you can find your niche. Because, I mean, there's no bad reviews if everybody's happy. Do not have a scarcity mindset. When you say scarcity mindset, Chris, I don't want to go this restaurant industry. There's so many already. No, there's always a given market. You just have to know the survey, and then read bad reviews, and then pick top 3 concerns every 6 months.
All righty, here's another one. This is a recruitment question. Let me see. What are uncommon ways of finding talent? He says, I am paying nurses $85 to $110 per hour and still cannot find enough RNs. Well, you were not.
Oh, I am a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
I still have my license in Texas. So what funny thing is, my mom was like, Chris, when you have time, can you volunteer in the ICU and be a nurse on your part-time? I was like, Mom, do you know that? Do you know that my building got flooded? But I don't say that to them. Do you know that it's just so easy? Like, your parents can say, go back as a nurse, as a volunteer, but they don't know. ICU, Mom, I've been not doing this for the past 5 years. How would you expect that I still know the dosage? It's so hard. But to answer the question is unconventional ways. There are Facebook group that you can do. There are traveling Facebook group, all nurses, I think, all nurses. You can actually be part of the HR group. Facebook is the number one. It's free. Rather than to pay on LinkedIn, can you imagine? I've been paying $200 and these people just want unemployment compensation. That's crazy, right? Try to be part of group. Some of our clients are private nurses and traveling nurses. Try to find it. Type in a Facebook group, traveling nurses, or maybe depends on what you're looking. Home health nurses. There are always tons of people looking for extra income there. And then go to payscale.com to check the competitive rate and that on that zip code. Okay, but make sure do not focus just on the rate, but focus on benefits. What would be their career opportunity when they work to your company after 1 year or 2 years? Do you offer retirement plan? Do you offer fitness? Maybe you can offer, like, for those most productive and very punctual, no absences, you can offer a family massage or family treat, watching a movie, because remember guys, it's emotional. Okay, depending on the working environment that you're going to create, not just the rate. Okay, so just think outside the box and then find again a mentor who could put up that. At the end of the day, you can customize it the way you want it.
All righty, good one. But that also touches on a lot of that has to do with branding also, how you are perceived as an employer and how you train them, how you keep them happy. All right, okay, here. From a tax standpoint, what are the considerations for paying or accepting cryptocurrency as payment for a business?
Well, that to be honest, okay. Fun fact: geographically, we're 20 minutes away to SpaceX. SpaceX, Elon Musk. We're 20 minutes away. He's building an underground tunnel. That's why I'm fighting for this building. Now, the cryptocurrency, it is being taxed and capital right now. If you're holding your cryptocurrency more than a year, that would be considered capital gain. If you're trying to like purchase something, I don't know, there are some establishments that are already accepting cryptocurrency, that will be taxed in ordinary gain. When we say ordinary, it's subject to 30%. If you buy and then sell or use it the same year, okay, or 12 months. Now, if you're trying to hold the cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, Litecoin, more than 12 months, it will be taxed at least 21%. Okay, so that is the implication of cryptocurrency. I did watch, guys, you have to watch Amazon Prime, Elon Musk. Yeah, they will talk about cryptocurrency there. Amazon Prime, yeah, you can watch about cryptocurrencies.
All righty. I think we're out of questions. Are there any more questions? Okay. All right, now here's a question for you, but of course, if you can avoid being the owner, the CEO of Wycotax, okay, how is it best, what is the best way to determine the right outsourced vendor for your business?
The right outsourced vendor?
Yeah, for instance, whether it's tax or legal.
The first thing you have to first, before you even go to get the vendor, is be clear on the position, the job description. Okay, you identify the 3 T's: the tools, the time, and the training. Job description, the tools, time, and training. What are your expectation first to find the right vendor? Okay, so you need to identify, is it a part-time job? Is it a full-time? Do you need 3 years or 5 years of experience? Do you need soft skills, like do they know how to do Teams? Do they know how to do this? But that is when you do like virtual, like people are finding like expert online. Like for digital marketing, you can do it online, right? You can find. But also, when you started to have like these more clients, having a vendor, they need to have testimonies or reviews of their projects, correct? Because this is like how it works of finding digital vendors for marketing, right? You cannot just hire a general digital marketer. For my company, it's accounting. Okay, I need to know if he already worked with accounting offices, right? Because it could be very different from a general. It's the same thing with doctors. I would go to the general doctor, but if I have a problem with the spine, I would ask referrals for an ortho doctor. Does it make sense? Type yes. Does it make sense? Okay, so you need to have at least 3 online reviews or recommendations that you could assess. It's just because as hiring it, you also need to do your due diligence. Okay, so that's why I do recommend at least find if they have already worked that they can present to you. That's why, and then ask, ask different questions right now, before I even interview the client, there are questions already ahead of time. There are Excel sheet that they need to fill out, so we could measure that, whether they are the one that fit for the job.
Perfect. Okay. Any other questions from the group? I guess not. Okay. Well, we are going to send you the contact information for Chris. Okay, I think it's here, but we are also going to send that to you, all the participants, including the survey, the questionnaire. And once we have the recording prepared, we're going to send it to you as well. And we're going to send the link to Chris, just in case. he wants to send it out. Okay. All righty. Well, thank you, Chris. April, our final slide. Thank you, Chris, for being our speaker for today, for imparting outstanding knowledge and exceptional performance as one of our speakers during the boot camp. You have been wonderful. We appreciate the time you're spending. We're going to send this to you. We're going to mail this to you with my complete signature. And a reminder for everyone that our next speaker will be Attorney Eileen Ligot Dizon. And she's going to be, we're going to start again at 6:30 on September 22, also on a Wednesday, and then the following 2 Wednesdays also at the same time, September 29 and October the 6th. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you.
Powerful.
Thank you. Just my parting words. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Whenever you feel like giving up, always make sure that it's too late or too early to give up. Just keep moving, fail forward. Power, guys.
Power.
Good job, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to keep this open until 8. If you want to keep talking, you want to network, or you want to ask a question, we're going to be here.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to be here for a bit because I actually have a class today, a leadership dinner. But it's 6 to 7. I said, you know what? I'd like to connect with my with Filipino. I know it's not like for Filipino, but because I only have 2 friends that are Filipinos here. That's why I'm talking to Jill. Jill, I really love to go to Dallas because there are more what do you call that, diversity. Here we do not have karaoke. We do not have what do you call that, like live music. If they have live music, they're playing his Mexican music. So I was like, okay, let's just chill. So that's why I said I'd like to go to Dallas again.
Well, you have to let us know so I can meet you again. And if you guys want to join us, let's all have fun. And then if you want to go and visit Yoli at
Yes,
in San
Chris,
Antonio, or
are you here in
Bobby
San Antonio, Chris?
you know, I do go to San Antonio every 2 weeks. I went to the river Memorial Day. There was a good like you pay $12 and then you can camp there. I forgot it's 55 minutes away. I love the river, not the river walk, but the river between New Braunfels and San Antonio.
Guadalupe River. Guadalupe.
Yes, I think that's it, the Guadalupe. I like
Yeah.
to I visited Filipino restaurant, right?
Oh, there's a lot
Some
here.
yeah, I like dinuguan. Yes. Oh, by the way, speaking of, we can have coffee this week. I'll be there because it's my friend's birthday. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
where are you based, Chris? Where are you based?
Corpus, 4 hours, Brownsville, Texas. 4 hours,
Okay.
South Texas.
Okay.
And by the way, on Dallas, I have a full day conference, 23rd to 24. That's going to be Friday and Saturday. Count me in. As long as we can have coffee, I'm down for it. We can just chat and expand.
let's do a coffee with Chris.
Yes, let's do coffee. Yes.
I look
Coffee
forward
with
to
Chris.
that,
Let me
Chris.
know and we'll prepare it.
I
Coffee
miss
with Chris.
ensaymada con ube. Do you guys know there's already ube ensaymada? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You
your
you are really behind the times, Chris.
That's true. That's true.
There's even ubi pandesal.
Oh
Go to
yes.
Houston. There's like a spot there that has a lot of Filipino foods.
Right. Here, the only 24/7 here is IHOP, and then it's I was like,
There's no Filipino food there.
yes, I like
That's a business opportunity. There you go.
fresh.
Open a restaurant and karaoke.
That's true,
Yeah.
right? Actually, I already opened before, but I sold it. You talk about
Yeah.
you talk about exit strategy, right? Because this while I was talking about these 2 teachers, they open it's actually Filipino and her Mexican friend. They opened the restaurant, but it's just going down. And what I did, she told me, because I always check their profit and losses. She said, Chris, why don't you buy the restaurant? I said, the reason why I'm gonna buy, Tita, it's because I want to eat. There's a Filipino food nearby, right? As long as I can eat somewhere Filipino food within 5 miles, I'm good. So I bought it. But the reason why I bought it, I negotiated the price, the kitchen, furniture, something like that. They still have like 80,000 of debt. I said, no, I'm not gonna pay. I talked to the lender, two lenders. I said, I'm just gonna pay it at 25,000, buy a credit card only, take it or leave it. And after 5 days, they said, okay, take it. So I sold it for 50 in a year. So
Wow.
so exit strategy, but yeah, you
That's
have to
less
call.
than 8 years.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes,
Question. I have a question.
yeah.
Chris, I could see that you are very talented, smart, and my question is, what did you make, choose, or decided to go on tax consultancy business?
According to this famous philosopher, there are only two constant things in life: tax or debt or taxes. If you would like to be in the business, you should well, on my end, I'd like it to be commodity. Like, so every now and then people are still going to do taxes. It's an economic recession proof industry.
Mhm.
That is one of the reasons why, no matter with the COVID situation, people are still going to do taxes. So because of an economic and recession proof industry and the commodity, that's why I just tweak it a little bit. I said I'd like to have bookkeeper because a lot of audits are asking financial statements. So that's why I was able to upgrade the pricing from 100 to 10,000 depending on the bulk of cases they have with the IRS. And also right now, nobody specializes with tax resolution. Everybody's calling the IRS. Who among you here love calling IRS?
Me.
No, oh, somebody, but out of a few, right? That's the last person that you want to talk over the phone. So that's why I said we have a backdoor to get the records, and as long as because the highest percentage of expenses you're going to pay is no other than taxes, 30%. It's going to cost you 1.2 million in your working career as a full-time employee. So might as well, go where there's a need, but just elevate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Taxes and death. Okay.
I have a
Well,
follow-up question.
this has been wonderful. If we
Ah.
have nothing
Yes.
else, and looks like people are already logging out.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, any?
Oh, Mr. Chito, I think you have a follow-up question.
Yeah, with the tax increase, how would you feel about that? Like, yeah, because there's now a fear of raising the tax to, to cope up with $1 trillion deficit. So how is that?
Well, it depends on what are the marginal on your income, because remember that the IRS code, this is a lot of people are afraid with the IRS. Actually, IRS are meant for businesses. Remember that they are the ones giving you credits. The best way to do that is find the different credits that you might find, maybe work opportunity credit for people that you're hiring. It would, I always believe there's always pros and cons with everything. It's not actually the administration. It's up to you. You need to think where, if they're going to tax you at whatever, like 22 or 32%, how can you find ways to reclassify your income? Okay, maybe I'm making $150,000 a year take home money, but maybe I can put myself on payroll, or I can open more allowance on my end because I'm an employee of my company, right? Or I can invest with tax sheltered account. So by doing so, my 150,000 can go down to 90,000. Now, if I will go to Dallas, I might have a travel expense allowance. Correct. So in that case, I love it because it's a numbers game. Okay. All right, Mr. Biden, you want me to tax when I'm making $150,000. Okay, I'm gonna do the other way around. Now I'm gonna talk to a bunch of accountants. Even though I'm doing an accounting, I still have senior accountants. I'd like us to figure out if we can lower it to 90,000, so it will lower the tax bracket. So those are just other means. That is what you call reclassification of income.
Mhm.
So you could use that approach. You can do accountable plans You could park your money somewhere where it's going to grow, and even maybe you can buy your solar panel, because we have a tenant right now. He's selling solar panel, and they will give you credits when you do that solar panel, tax credits, the solar energy credits. Find the credits. There's so many.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Chris, I had just one follow-up question to it was the hiring, finding talent.
Mm-hmm.
So I did go onto the Facebook sites for nurses. I'm just waiting for them to approve my application to join the group. But I don't know, you would think I would be able to find like home healthcare nurses, just that want to work PRN, just part-time, $85 to $110 per hour. It's just everyone is not interested in working those extra hours. Do you know any home healthcare businesses that are in your circles, and like how they recruit nurses? The patients we have are out-of-pocket payers. They're affluent. They want a certain kind of nurse. So that's why we're paying that much. But what have you found in terms of what your clients are doing to hire?
By the way, are you on what state? Thank you for that wonderful question. Huh?
I'm in the great state of Texas.
Oh, you're in
which
Texas.
city?
In Frisco. Have you heard of Frisco?
Frisco.
It's north of Dallas. North Dallas.
There
So
are.
you're
Go ahead.
It's the Cowboys headquarters.
Oh, someone's talking, right?
go ahead, Chris.
Oh, go ahead.
I just
Okay.
want to get his information. I have some nurses. I know some nurses.
Oh, there you go. Like a Philippine Chamber of this one, the Philippine Chamber, because there's so many. Yeah,
That's all I talk about whenever I go to chamber meetings as nurses. And
I've been talking like 200 the first thing is $200. I invested the link in 200, and then there's another one, indeed.com, right? If you're cost conservative, what worked for me, to be honest, is Facebook group. I've been part of Facebook group where I've been part of the traveling nurses, because some clients are nurses are there, home health nurses. There are so many you could also be part of. Maybe there's specific PNA. Did you try PNA, Philippine Nurses Association?
yeah, I have.
Yeah, but I did actually find 3 contractors using this Facebook group. Then they send direct messages. I found like 3 accountants there. So I mean, you're not gonna expect it today. Maybe a few weeks, because I have them for months. But never stop searching and find where these nurses usually being part of organizations. Maybe the Kaplan. I don't know the Kaplan. I haven't. People are taking exams there.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
So
Facebook group,
what's
it's cheaper. It's cheaper.
So
Facebook
what's your
group.
name and contact? Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
What's your...
You mean me? Frank?
Yeah, you.
Frank Messina.
Frank Messina. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And,
where's your can you please type your information?
Yeah. Okay.
In the meantime, Edwin, did you have a question? You have your hand raised.
Yes, I do. Hello from Tyler, Texas. Kumusta?
Kamusta?
Kumusta? Chris, what are your top 3 favorite credit cards?
Oh, the credit card. Fun fact, the
Yes.
first batch, my co-nurses from the Philippines, when we took the exam and NCLEX in Saipan, I don't know, during Saipan days, they were all in Tyler. I went to Tyler. Yes. So the 3 credit card, what my rule is, I only use 1 credit card. Okay. The best one that I can use, because I'm a traveler, is Capital One. The Capital One is whenever I think $1, is it $100 is to 1 point, because of the travel benefit. This is giving you more value when you use credit card. Although I don't suggest it to everyone to have credit card if you have a spending habit, if you're very impulsive. When you say impulsive, you're buying things that you don't want because some random sales lady recommended to you, right? This is if you know that you have your car. My car, I already have it for 6 years already, and I don't want to buy it because it's depreciated already. I cannot sell it for $25,000. So what I did with my credit card is Capital One, and then every year I am asking for increase on limit. So it serves like a working capital on my end. The conversion there is when you accumulate 500,000 points, just take off the 20, and that is the value when you use it for travel, like hotel. So that has a 5,000 value. Yeah, somewhere around there. So I never paid for my plane ticket going to the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
Capital One. Yeah. And
Thank
then
you.
the good
Thank
thing,
you.
and by the way, to add it up also, you can have supplement users. So you have 1, 2,
Right.
3 card, and then if you have your manager that, because most of the time eventually when you're traveling, you're not always in the office, and then your manager, hey, Mr. Edwin, I need a credit card. You can add the supplementary users and then set them as spending limit.
Mhm.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
great comment. Okay, it's 8 o'clock.
Mhm.
I think we're going to
Salamat.
close now. Thank you,
Salamat.
everyone.
Salamat, Chris.
Bye.
Thank you so
Salamat.
much, everyone. Thank you, Chris.
Stay safe, guys.
See you
Ingat.
next
See you.
time. Thanks.
Bye-bye.